morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Mindset. First up, let me know if you can see me and hear me. It looks like there is some issues posting in some places today. So if you're having troubles watching, make sure to head over here, fatdadcd.com. Get in there, check out our YouTube channel, and you'll be able to watch there. If it's your first time here or long time here, here's what I need out of you. Who you are, where you're from, what is in your cup, and what the weather is like in your area. Now, when I got up this morning, it was like, I think it said it was like 16 degrees out, and I just put it down. I didn't look anymore. So I'm gonna look and see what it is now, but it was not nice. Yeah, it feels like 18 out. Awesome. Happy spring break, all. As far as what's in the cup, we're switching it up. We've got the little peach vibe Celsius. You know, it had palm trees on it. I wanted to feel maybe we can have a little sun time. I don't think that's gonna happen though. And here's the most important part, right? I need 5 things. What's your daily 5? What are 5 things that you are going to accomplish today? So today we've got meetings that we've got decals that we need to print out. We've got shirts that need to be pressed. We've got mock-ups that need to be done. We've got updates that need to be done to the websites. So some of those are going to be an ongoing thing because we've got different ones that need to be going, but I need to get a lot of it done. So that's why they're on my list. So thanks for being here, checking in. Remember, like and subscribe, right? Go up to the button, make sure, thumbs up. If you don't want to hit thumbs down, be really mad at me and hit it twice. I'm good with that. But any interaction is always good. So if you could share this, sharing's caring, folks. It's free. It's free. Share this wherever you can. We're going to check in. We're going to talk about last night's show. We're going to talk about what's upcoming. I've got a couple different things I want to talk about. And then, of course, whatever you guys want to talk about, we will talk about for the next half hour, 45 minutes or so. Why half hour, 45 minutes? Because we've got our mentorship call at 9:30. So I've got to prep for that and be ready for that here this morning. So let's check in. Darren, good morning to you, my friend. Jeff, thanks for checking in here this morning. Darren's got 24 and mostly sunny there in Topeka. 5 things. He's got the gym, the chiropractor, shingles shot, laser new solo stove lid, laser solo stove, laser tumblers, work on bullet clocks. You got a busy day in front of you, Darren. T-Town, Tim, thanks for checking in. Good morning. Tim over there in Toledo, Ohio, is 37, only going to 45, but I'll take it. Monster Hydro on the dink. I don't know what we're going for. Let me see what we're shooting for a high today, because I think it's ridiculously low. We're shooting for a high of 44 is what we're shooting for. But tomorrow it could be 56, and Friday, Saturday, it looks like it's going to be in the 60s, but cloudy and rain chance. Awesome. That's how it's been rolling. Tim's got his stuff. Number 1 for his 5 things: finish the last 12 hats for the baseball group. 2, run a couple estate line hats. 3, Chipley Zoom call at noon. 4, get things ordered for first Chipley store order. And then 5 is the baseball softball jackets. And Bedford softball jackets. 5, I'll run the 2 XBell hats and ship the order. Tim's got a busy day in front of him too. Jeff's checking in 39 in Northern Kentucky. Diet Coke in the cup. 5 things: print, cut, pack, nap, clean up. I don't see a bad one at that at all. And then Barb's checking in. Good morning from North Central Minnesota. It is 14. Snow flurries, partly cloudy. Hot elderberry tea in the cup. Barb's 5 things: quotes, soccer spirit wear layouts, work on sewing projects, Willcom advanced digitizing class from 1 to 3, and DTF printing. Love it, love it, love it. And Barb's giving her hellos to Darren, Jeff, and Tim. And Jeff right back. Morning to Barb. What's up, Chuck? Good morning to you from sunny Florida. Jose, hello to you as well. Hi, Chuck and Jose from Barb. Jerry looks and sounds good. And Jerry is traveling right now. She's traveling every bit. Facebook user, good morning to you. Usually I get the sun. I think it's George when I usually see that. And hello to Barb from Jose. There it is. Jerry's driving to Toledo, so she'll be listening. So yeah, we've got a great day. Jenny's checking in there from northern Indiana, 32 degrees. Ugh, I know. But like our air temp, Jenny, just think about this. Our air temp currently says that it is 29 and it feels like it's 18. So you don't have that. Oh, look, thanks for coming in with this high of 73 there in Alabama today. Linda's checking in with 48 in Central Texas. Hot tea in the cup. Just getting back from lab work. And Linda's 5 things: soccer uniforms, ROTC shirt order, process photos, get yearbook athletic photos to schools. Love it, love it, love it. Everybody's got a productive day. And how are Wednesdays for you? What is hump day? Where it is, that middle of the week. Here's one of the things that I've got question on, and I wasn't sure how to answer it because, as you know, an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as somebody that is a side hustler on it, is Wednesday the middle of the week? Is it hump day? Do you have that traditional week where you're working Monday through Friday? And in most instances, you're not. You're working the nights, you're working the weekends. Now, this weekend may be a little different because it is Easter weekend, and Easter is on Sunday. But I know plenty of people that will be working on Sunday. Will we? More than likely, I'll probably do some stuff in the morning. But even though today is Wednesday, and it should be hump day and you should enjoy the weekends, a lot of us don't, right? We don't enjoy those weekends because we're working, we're trying to get stuff done. I'm getting better at not doing as much. Like typically once, 4 or 5 o'clock hits on Friday, I won't respond to any emails or messages until Monday because I don't want to lose them over the weekend. Usually Saturdays are my time to experiment, to play, to try new things. This Saturday, I think we've got some planter boxes we're going to try and build. Corey saw some things that she wants to try with the signage, and so I think we're going to give our hand at that, especially if it's going to be in the 60s. When it's like 40s and 30s, it's not fun to be outside building stuff. But when it's 60s, I can handle that. So I think we're going to try and do some of that this weekend. We've got signs to paint. We've got some other things that need to be cut. So that's, what Saturday, I believe, is going to be for us. Most of the time, I try not to, but it's tough. It's really, really tough in your business because you're afraid that you're going to, lose that sale because you didn't get back to it. And so you've got that balance, that time, the work, the sleep. What are you doing? I think I've got a question going out today, asking on average, what time do you go to bed and how much sleep do you get? So for us, or for me at least, I go to bed anywhere between 10 and 12, and then I'm up anywhere between 2 and 5. If I can get 6 hours of sleep, I would be ecstatic. Most of the time, it's about 4 to 5 hours of sleep, and I just wake up. I can't go back to sleep. I may nap a little more. Like after we're done for the day, 4 or 5 o'clock, I might go up, sit on the couch, and just kind of doze out for 15, 20 minutes. But you got to figure out what works for you on it. Let's see what we have here. Linda says 7 days a week for her. How do you like that, Linda? Do you really you really love your job though? And I think that's a big part of it too. When it's something that you love doing, you don't mind working, right? But you do take time for yourself. I am almost positive that you do that. Good morning from Minnesota. And Barb is saying hi to Jenny, Jerry, and Linda. So there's that balance, and I try to balance it well, but sometimes I'm not the greatest at it. I have gotten better about not pushing off family obligations, not pushing off friend obligations, because there's a time where that's what it was. It was work during the day, work at night, and it was miss out on family stuff, miss out on friend stuff because it was all work and no play. And I realized I can't do that. So on the weekends, I really try not to work hard. I'm still up early, so I'll make sure that posts are scheduled to go out. If there's comments on Facebook, I can answer. I still don't try to mess with emails or messages because I don't want to lose those to come Monday. But it's mostly setting up, scheduling, things like that, where I don't have to do so much, but scheduling stuff up. Like this weekend, we'll be scheduling a lot of stuff for next month. So I've got the Tuesday with Todd's to schedule up. We've got the mentorship calls to schedule up. I got to get with Sarah this week to understand how her calendar works so I can build one, because we're going to start including that in a newsletter every month where you're signed up for our email list. You'll get that, and we'll have all the links, and you'll be able to see and find us. So, those are things that I need to work on doing, but scheduling the content is where it's at for it. And Linda says, I try not to work as hard on weekends, but many times I have to do a photo shoot. And it's right. When you look at things of when you're going to do it, like one of the things that's on my bucket list is I'd love to have some kind of barbecue restaurant, right? I'd love to have it. It can be a shack, walk-up shack, which I don't know is going to play too well here in the Midwest because it's cold, but maybe a little drive-through type thing. But, when are those most busy? When do you see the most people? Nights and weekends. So I have to realize if that's what I want to do, then I'm going to be giving up some stuff. I learned that in the bar business. Our busiest nights were Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And when if I called in, there was no vacation time for that. So not only did I lose on hourly pay, but I lost on the tips, which could be $200, $300, $400 a night. So it was one of those where I didn't go to stuff. I didn't. I would get up. I do stuff during the days, but on nights for people's birthdays or for their birthday parties, I'm like, hey, come to the bar. Come to the bar if you want to see us and hang out. Family stuff, I'm like, hey, I got to work. I think I only took off maybe 1 or 2 Fridays or Saturdays out of that whole thing. And I remember it was a couple family events, and I was like really upset about it because it was like missing out on that money, and it was a big thing. So when there's stuff that I want to do, I look at, okay, when is that? Now in our business, what are some other things that can do it? Linda has a great example, taking pictures. For soccer, our pictures are, usually Saturday mornings. They go, start at like 8 and they're done at 12, depending on where you go. It's the same thing for baseball. It was the same thing for what else did we do, where it was all on Saturday morning. So I get that. If you're in a craft fair, when are your craft fairs? Your Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if you're in that circuit and you're doing those, every weekend, you don't have time. And if you don't go to it, you're either paying somebody to go do it for you, or you're just not going and losing out on that revenue. So I get having to have that flexible schedule on things. And Chuck, this goes back to sleeping schedule. 11:30 is when he goes to bed, up at 5, Thursday night, Friday night, sometimes till 3 a.m., back up about 8:30. I could not tell you the last time I slept until 8:30. I don't know. I don't know. I think the latest I've slept in probably last year is probably 7:30. And I think that was with the time change when it got moved forward. Let's see, with your layouts for DTF, should I set my page at 60 by 22? Or if I build it at 22 by 60, it would work that way too, if that makes sense. Yeah, you're on the layout. I always set my page at the dimensions, so 22 by 60. Okay, that's where I have it at, because you need it. It needs to come through in portrait, not landscape. So it needs to be 22 wide by 60 long. If it comes through at the other way, it's 60 long in landscape at 22 wide. The system will only recognize 22 of it, because when it just drops into it, it should be smart enough to be like, oh, this just needs to rotate, but it doesn't do it. So it pulls in. So I have to manually go in and change that. So if you set it up in portrait mode, 22 by 60, then there's no changes that are needed at all on it. Darren says we have a barbecue restaurant that's only open for lunch a couple hours, like Friday and Saturday, 5 to 7. And of course, he's there more doing prep. Yeah, and we have a few places like that. We have a couple delis where they are only open for lunch. So they open up at like 11 and they close, I think, at 3:30, 4 o'clock. I know by 5 o'clock they're done. But they're only open those those lunch hours. And we always thought, man, it would be great if they were open at night, because it pick that up for dinner. But they're only open for lunch. And I know some that they open up at, like 10 in the morning and they go until they're sold out, and that's just it. It's the rising cost of food. I don't know if it necessarily makes it feasible, but it's on the bucket list. I'd love to have my grand retirement plan is get me a little neighborhood bar that has enough land on it where, I have, here's the neighborhood bar, here's the restaurant that's attached to it. Maybe out back we have some golf simulators, or we have some volleyball's probably the cheapest, some sand volleyball, so they can do that. Maybe a softball diamond, more of that sports family fun thing. Nothing like the big party bars that I've done in the past. I want to have, or just like, here's a place to go chill, hang out. I want golf carts to be able to come there. So if we stay here, so yeah, there's a lot on the plate there. Sarah, good morning to you. 27 and gross. Coffee in the cup. 5 things need to be narrowed down. I got a page list of things, and yes, it needs to be narrowed down. I go to bed when the work is done. I make sure to sleep in on the weekends. I can't sleep on the weekends. Like, even there, I can lay in bed for a long time, but I'm still, showered and laying back in bed to relax by 6 in the morning. And a lot of it, that's when I'm going through and scheduling things up for it. Wonder if you should change that on your site. But that's what I was asking. We had that happen to us before. And it does say it. I think everything says that it needs to be in portrait, not landscape. If not, I'll go back and change it. But 22 by 60 is what I think I have it. If not, I'll go look. I'm gonna go check sizing. Go check sizing. Check sizing. Portrait. But I thought that's what it has in there. And Barb says, my shop hours are usually Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, by appointment only. I work on projects before and after those hours sometimes. I try to keep weekends for family and doing projects. I think it's really close to what I am, Barb. I mean, technically, we're 8 to 4, 7 to 3, 9 to 5. In the beginning of the week, we work longer. We on Mondays, I'm in here between 5 and 6 every morning. I'm getting stuff done. I'm getting the day scheduled up. Usually by 7 to 9, things really start to pick up. 7:30 we go. I stop work and take the kids to school. We come back 8:30. We have this, so that pretty much starts my production day in it. And then on earlier in the week, it might be 5 or 6 when we're out of here on a Monday. On a Tuesday, definitely on that Tuesday with Todd, we'll talk about what your thoughts on last night's show was last night. If you're able to. If you're able to watch it, I'd love to hear what you thought about last night's show. But so those go longer. And Wednesday, it's kind of that 5 o'clock. Fridays, I try not to schedule anything. I use that as my catch-up day. I use that as my in-person meeting day. So I don't try to do any production on that day. Yes, DTF production, all of that all happens in the morning. So by noon, we can be done. And if we're done early, we're done early. And by early, I mean 2:30 when it's time to go get the kids. We're just done for the day. If anything needs to be shipped out, we try and get that taken care of. But on the weekends, I really try to keep it for doing family stuff and then my projects that I want to do. Hi, Sarah from Barb. Jerry says, will you guys be selling your laser cutouts at wholesale pricing? Which cutouts, Jerry, as far as let me know what you're looking at, and then we can go from there. I was trying to there's some different factors that go into it, so it really depends on what it is. We can talk more about it in the mentor call too. It lists total 20 wide. But I think if the 22 was first, it might be an understanding. That could be my brain though. That's a good point. Well, that's a good point. Does it go that way? Does it go first? I don't maybe. We'll definitely talk about it. And that's the great thing. So the mentorship call, let's go through a list of stuff first. Mentorship call, that's at 9:30 today. The reason I love doing these mentorship calls so much is because I learned so much about myself and my business and the way that I do things with it. Having a group of these like-minded individuals in there, a group of fellow business owners, we don't all know everything. We know what we know, and we do what we do based on what we know. And so sometimes maybe that's not the right thing to do. And we don't know because who's going to tell us, right? We're not going to tell ourselves because we think that's the way to do it. That was one of the things that I learned from Brian, a couple calls back, was that for us, we've really got, I don't even know, 5 to 10 different links for different things, if not more. And so it just made sense. He's like, well, who do you go to for this one? Which link do you go for that? So then it just makes sense. Fat Dad CD. Go there for everything. That's where you can find our DTF transfers. That's where you can find our printed goods for signs, banners, decals, things like that. That's where you can go to find our mentorship community. That's where you can go to find our Facebook group. That's where you can go to find our Instagram. That's where you can find all of our affiliate links at. So just having under one and then the link tree from there just makes sense. I only have to worry about promoting one. So thank you, Brian, for that. With this one, Tim brings up about having it listed that way. I haven't thought about it. I listed the way that we had it listed because that's the way I've always listed it. And I listed in the description that it needs to be in portrait mode. And I think, I have it there. So that's something that I'll look at and we'll talk about in today's call. Anything that can help our businesses, that's what I'm about. I've learned that as much as I would love to have an RTD2 over there, just plugging away, embroidering out hats or something, it is not my cup of tea. There is way, way, way too much technicality that goes into it. And yes, if a vendor wanted to send me one to have some fun with, I would most certainly take it. If I found a screaming deal on one, absolutely I would take it, but no way would I be using it for full production runs. I'd be using it for content creation because there's just way, way, way too much into that. And so it's something to go. And then there, see, and Sarah says, every other DTF supplier lists at 22 or 22 and a half wide first, and then link selection accordingly. Okay, so it looks like a change needs to be made. I want to go look at that now to see. I want to see if that's what I have it at. Is that what I have it, or do I have the first number? I don't know. It's just been a while since I did that. and nothing will change on it. But I think when we created the SKUs, the 22, wait, let's see. 22 wide, 12 inch for that. For, let's see, UV DTF stickers, 22 by 12, 22 by 24, 22 by 36. DTF transfers, how do I lift those? Oh, I do. I have those backwards. But I do have it listed 60 inches tall by 22 inches wide, 120 inches tall by 22 inches wide. So if you know the difference between tall and wide, you should get it. But absolutely, that's an easy fix. I can go in there and fix that. So see, those are the things that we help each other out with in there. I have it. I don't. I just looked at it. I don't have it the same, but I can definitely fix that for it. But mentorship community, like I said, you're getting. We're doing 3 calls a week right now: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right after Morning Mindset. We do that at 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Those are recorded, so you can go back and watch them every time. If you can't make the call, we're going to do 1 call at least at night, once a month after Tuesday with Todd, and it's only $20 a month. Less than 4 trips to Starbucks, and I guarantee I'm not going to give you the poops like Starbucks does. So I'm going to throw that out there. Next on the agenda, Tuesday with Todd last night. If you watched it, let me know what you thought of it. I tried a little different presentation method last night. So I'm always open to criticism, critiques, the good, the bad, the ugly with that. If it was something that you watched, I'd love to hear what your thoughts on it was. If you haven't watched it, head over to Fat Dad CD and then head over to our YouTube channel and then check it out, because it was all about fundraising opportunities. I can give same scenarios on ways that fundraisers can help the community, some ideas for you to do. And, it wasn't like, here's how to build out the fundraiser, but some ideas with it for those fundraising opportunities. So I'd love to hear what you thought about that. One of the things that we learned last night was people wanted to say, well, how do I set up a fundraising store? So what we're going to do is I'm going to create a fundraising store from scratch next week on Tuesday with Todd. Picked out the product last night. I'm going to do a decal fundraiser. So this is something that you would be able to do. And the reason being is because we have one going on right now. But I thought, hey, if we show this and how to build it out, then you have a better understanding. So I'll use that same artwork for it. We'll go straight from scratch with a brand new email address and then everything that goes along with that. So you're able to see from scratch how we're building that out in a free Equid store, because there will only be 4 options in the store for decals, and it'll walk you through it step by step on building that Equid store. Yes, you can expand upon that if you go with the business plan, the venture plan, whatever. It just depends on what you want to spend, but we're going to do it the free one first because that's what a lot of us can start with. So that is going to be next Tuesday with Todd. We're going to build out a fundraising store. So make sure to set your reminders. I'm setting that up today, scheduling it so we'll see that. I'll start inviting people. I'll make sure that everything is put out there so that we can get that done. Next up, one of the things that I think we brought it up, it was in, I don't know if it was in the Facebook group or in the mentorship call, but it was all on, value of the product. And so that are here, I have a question for you. There's 2 teams here, those that discount products and those that bundle products. So, you may discount this one, but you may be a better value by bundling it together. And I know there's people that do both, but let's say there's a t-shirt and a hoodie, right? Well, hey, the t-shirt is 20 and the hoodie is 35. But if you want to buy both of them together, it's 50. So you're creating that bundle to do it. Now, I'm not lowering the price of a shirt. That shirt is going to be 20 if they buy, 20, 25 if they buy it separately. That hoodie is 35, 40, they buy it separately. But in this instance, $20 t-shirt, $35 hoodie, buy either one of them, those are the price, but buy them together and you'll save. So which team are you on, or do you do any of those bundles? Now, I know a lot can depend on the platform that you use, if you're able to create a bundled package, or if you have to set up that bundled package for them. I know that it is difficult to do that in Equid, where to bundle a product. So you have to create that bundle, where it's, if we've got all of our lists, here's a t-shirt, here's a hoodie, here's a long sleeve, here's this. Now I want to create this bundle. Okay, here's a bundle of a t-shirt and a hoodie. Here's a bundle of a t-shirt, a long sleeve, and a hoodie. Here's a bundle of a t-shirt, long sleeve, crew neck, and a hoodie. So there's different ways to go about it. But I was wondering, how are you doing that? Are you bundling things? I like bundling because it offers the chance for the upsell, right? Hey, you're going to buy a hoodie, you're going to buy a t-shirt. Why not just buy this bundle and you get both of them? You get a little bit of a discount because you bought both of them. It increases your bottom line because you're selling more for it. So I'd like, what are your thoughts? Tim says, I don't do anything like that. Tim doesn't do anything like that. Tim, do you do that when it comes to on the tint side of things? If somebody just comes in and I want my back three windows tinted out, it's a price. That then is it, or if they want the whole thing tinted out, and I want a banner, I want the front windows too, there's a bundle that way. Hey, I'm just throwing stuff out there to see what anybody else is doing. So there's topic of bundle value for that. The other thing is we are now in the end of the first quarter, right? End of first quarter is now. We've got just a few days left. Monday starts a new quarter. How did you do the first quarter? I'm good with always sharing numbers and putting things on there. And we lost quite a bit of business in this first quarter. When I look back on it, there was 4 projects that we've done last year in the first quarter that we did not do this year. And the reason being is because they were either the biggest thing, they're no longer operational. Whether the businesses went out, whether the programs lost funding, so they weren't able to do it, whether the programs lost space, so by losing space, they had to close down, or they just, went out of business. So they weren't no longer available. And I didn't think that we were that far off, but, as it's looking, from, last year to this year, first quarter is down about 20,000. And that's one of the things we have to look at is how can we stay consistent with it. We know we're typically slower in that first quarter. What changed? Okay, well, we were able to see last year to this year, here's the numbers. What changed from it? Okay, well, why didn't we do this one? Well, we reached out to them. We didn't hear anything back. Let's do a little more research on it. We get into it. Well, that's because, they're not around anymore. This one lost funding. Oh, this one isn't going to be around. This one is waiting. We see more of that in election years where they're holding money. They're not expending money on things that they don't necessarily need right at this instant. And it goes with that cycle. You get used to it, but it's a lot more fun when it stays consistent with it. I mean, always looking at the numbers is a fun thing to do because you're able to see, hey, how does this look? How does that look? What needs to increase, what needs to decrease. And we have lost some jobs to others, and that's just part of it. You're always going to have those people that price shop that are always going to, even though we've done stuff, hey, I found somebody cheaper. Okay. That's not an issue. It's just part of it. They were never our customer to begin with. Our real customers don't shop on price. They shop on the value. They shop on the service that we provide, and they shop for our expertise. If somebody is shopping on price and that's their bottom line, okay, we lost that job, and I'm not upset about that. When I do get upset about things is when, people will just, hey, they go with somebody else, and I try and find out why. Hey, maybe it was something I said. Maybe I didn't reply back to them. I've been known to not do that. And so, it happens there. On the print side of things, we've had people that we knew, going into the first quarter, we were no longer to be printing for. And why is that? Because we talked to them about printers. We talked about who to go with for it. Here's the things to look for, because we could see, hey, your business is getting to this point because you're ordering enough, and maybe it's time to look at bringing it in-house. Here's everything you need to consider doing it, and we're happy to assist you with that. But that does nothing for our business. It helps us out because if we ever run into a jam, we have somebody else that can print for us because we were there for them. We're not going to be that gatekeeper of, nope, go figure out stuff, because then, you kind of do look like the a-hole. So we do our best to help people make the best informed decisions they have. And we've done that for years. I don't know how many people we've helped buy wide format printers that we are printing stickers for, DTF printers that we're doing their DTF work, now UV DTF printers, that we've done some UV DTF for them. They're like, I just need to get this machine. Okay, great. And, some of the other things that we've done, that's just part of the business for what we do for it. Tim says, I do have full price you save, but if you add windshield or visor, you do get 10 off of the full price sold by itself. So see little bundles. And Barb says, I don't do bundles currently, but I've thought of offering it. It'd be a good way to upsell. However, you could, in your single description, have suggestions for other products with links. Absolutely. And I think it depends on the platform that you use, because you can set up bundles in like Shopify, buy this and save. In Ecwid, I haven't found where you're able to do it, so I have to create that bundled package. And anything that, that upsell, that other thing that you could add to it, if, hey, you've already got this, could you add a decal to it? They're really reasonably priced. You're able to do that. Hey, you got this, could you use a tumbler? You got to think, what are some other things that you want to upsell and do? And sometimes it's just a matter of they didn't know that it was available. We've got samples going out this week with, there's a few places that we've done business with over the years where, we're giving them, a couple tumblers, a laser engraved one, and then with one with the full color UV DTF on it, so that way they can have it in there and be like, hey, thanks for your business over the years. We'd like you to have these. If you're interested in purchasing any of these, just let us know. We can get you some pricing on it. And it's just more of, hey, we're doing it as a thank you for doing business, but then here's another opportunity for you to have it. The ones that we're sent it to are ones that could use it in their business to promote their business, to sell for their business as giveaways, in their swag packs. So there's other things that go into it, but overall, pretty accepted. Yes, Ecwid has a related product that you may also like, but not as a bundle. So I can't say, I'm going to take this t-shirt and do this, and when I put them together, it's going to auto discount it like Shopify does. That's where you'd have to create the bundle on it. And and that's the thing is, to me, I don't know if there's a perfect platform, because you can find issues with every platform. And for us, the main reason for us switching from Ecwid to Shopify isn't because Ecwid wasn't good. It just couldn't do what we needed to do. One of the big things being the gang sheet builder. There wasn't the option for a gang sheet builder in Ecwid without costing thousands upon thousands of dollars for it, and then a monthly subscription to it. Whereas with Shopify, there are people that already have those apps built, and then you just, you're paying the monthly fee and the percentage, or like for ours, it's $1 amount for each one. Like, we don't make anything extra off of our gang sheet builders when you build them there. The difference in cost, that's what it costs us to have that produced, for that builder for it. It's a per image charge. So, that just goes straight through. We don't see anything from it, and that's just part of it. But it's a service that we needed to offer for people, and that's what it's there for. So you try and do the best you can with what you have, and you find the limitations of it, and then you realize, is there a work around this limitations, or is this just it? If that's just it, and you got to find something else, and that's what why we made the move for it. But for starting off, Ecwid did an amazing job at things. I would not tell people to try it out if you're not doing anything on the e-commerce side of things. We've used it a lot for teen stores, but we're just going to switch over to Chipley on that. And why is because the ease to build out new stores. It's going to make it way easier to do, way faster. And if it's really the path that we want to go down to promote things, then that's what we need to do, is we need to step up the game on the back end side of things to make it a little more easier for people to go through and do. But yeah, that's what we got. That's what we got today. Quiet group, you guys are here. Thank you so much for joining us. I do appreciate these. I know Darren loves when I say I appreciate you guys. If nobody else has anything, is there anybody wants to talk about today? If not, we'll get out of here a little early today. We do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure to hit the subscribe. Make sure to turn on the notifications. So when we go live, you'll be notified for it. Next Tuesday with Todd, we're going to be setting up the Ecwid store for a fundraiser, so you're able to do that with it. I think there's going to be another bundle drop tomorrow, Friday. We're just looking to see, there's some finalization that needs to happen with the artwork for it, so look for that. But for the most part, you guys have an amazing day. We will be back here Friday morning, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you are in our mentorship community, that call starts in less than a half an hour. If you're not, you can go here, sign up. $20, you'll be in that call today. So until next time, you guys have an amazing day. Peace, love, press on. We will see you next time.